Good morning. God's will for me is perfect happiness. Did you know? Did you know? All right, we're on lesson 101. I am on. I don't think anyone else is on it with me. No, I think only I'm on this. She is. That's fine, but I'm sure someone else in the world is doing lesson 101 in A Course in Miracles workbook. And today, me and that person are going to tell ourselves, like once an hour, God's will for me is perfect happiness. So today we will continue with the theme of happiness. And like, just time out already. You know how I'm always holding up that shiny happy sign that's upstairs? You know I love the theme of happiness. I've been on it. For a while. So this is a key idea in understanding what salvation means. You still believe it asks for suffering as penance for your, sins. Cheers. Little coffee to tear up your intestines. Sounds good to me. All right, so we've got sins in quotation marks here. This is not so. Yet you must think it so while you believe that sin is real and that God's Son can sin. Now, we're getting into 2 paragraphs of bold print. If sin is real, then punishment is just and cannot be escaped. Salvation thus cannot be purchased but through suffering. If sin is real, then happiness must be an illusion, for they cannot both be true. So only one or the other can be true. The sinful warrant only death and pain, and it is this they ask for they know it waits for them, and it will seek them out and find them somewhere, sometime, in some form that evens the account they owe to God. They would escape him in their fear, and yet he will pursue, and they cannot escape. Every once in a while, A Course in Miracles is like a tad bit melodramatic. This is one of those times. Okay. If sin is real, salvation must be pain. Pain is the cost of sin, and suffering can never be escaped if sin is real. Salvation must be feared, for it will kill, but slowly, taking everything away before it grants the welcome boon of death to victims who are little more than bones before salvation is appeased. Its wrath is boundless, merciless, but wholly just. So you gotta tune into the tone in A Course in Miracles. So then, come in with one of them friggin' questions. Who would seek out such savage punishment? So if you ever wondered if Jesus had a sense of humor or not, he does. And he's highly sarcastic, and I can see how a lot of people wouldn't get it because I am highly sarcastic, and a lot of people don't get me. Like, when I say things like no summoning demons in your bedroom, they literally think that I'm being serious, although I am. All right. Anyways, who would seek out such savage punishment? Who would not flee salvation and attempt in every way he can to drown the voice which offers it to him? So if people are seeing salvation as that because they're believing in sin, then yeah, when you come at them with the word of salvation, or that's what they think, they're going to try to run away from it. If they hear the voice of Holy Spirit in them, are they going to trust that or get freaked out because they believe that, like, all of this other crazy stuff? So that's what it's saying. They would flee this voice. Who, why, how, when, where? Why would he try to listen and accept its offering? If sin is real, its offering is death, and meted out in cruel form to match the vicious wishes in which sin is born. If sin is real, salvation has become your bitter enemy, the curse of God upon you who have crucified his Son. Okay, so welcome to Christianity. Yeah, because, you believe sin is real, so then you believe, you know, all that other shit is real too. And that's probably why a lot of Christians can't get into A Course in Miracles, because they really cannot give up their belief in sin. And then the Course in Miracles comes in like a friggin' bat out of hell, busting down the door, being like, no, sin's not real. It's just not. So you need the practice periods today. The exercises teach sin is not real, and all that you believe must come from sin will never happen, for it has no cause. Accept atonement with an open mind, which cherishes no lingering belief that you have made a devil of God's son. There is no sin. There is burping from coffee, though. Get this stuff away from me. All right. There is no sin. We practice this. We practice with this thought as often as we can today, because it is the basis for today's idea. So what's today's idea? God's will for you is perfect happiness, because there is no sin, and suffering is causeless. Joy is just, and pain is but the sign you have misunderstood yourself. Fear not the will of God, but turn to it in confidence that it will set you free from all the consequences sin has wrought in feverish imagination. So here's what you say today. God's will for me is perfect happiness. There is no sin. It has no consequence. So should you start your practice periods, and then attempt again to find the joy these thoughts will introduce into your mind. Give these 5 minutes gladly, to remove the heavy load you lay upon yourself with the insane belief that sin is real. I slept in my braids last night. Time to take them out and restart again. All right, ready? Here's our plan today. Today, escape from madness. You are set on freedom's road, and now today's idea brings wings to speed you on, and hope to go still faster to the waiting goal of peace. There is no sin. Remember this today and tell yourself as often as you can. God's will for me is perfect happiness. This is the truth, because there is no sin. And that's lesson 101. God's will for me is perfect happiness. So if sin never happened, it's like, whoa. A little bit of a game changer. Oh, look how pretty. I need a shower. All right, there's your shitty video. You're welcome. And thank you, Sadie, for reading this slowly to me out loud, because now I get it more. When I narrate the good version, my mouth is on autopilot. I'm trying to absorb it, but sometimes it's a toss-up between reading the words perfectly and understanding the words, and that's why these dumb morning videos continue for me. I wasn't going to do one this morning, and then I was like, but you need it. But you need to do it, because you need to get it. You need to get that sin is not real, and God's will for you is perfect happiness. And so it's like, think about what that can actually do. You can forgive yourself for everything, forgive everybody for the sins they did not commit, because sins are not actually real, and that's going to be pretty freaking hard for people to let go of. Yeah, because doesn't that take the rug out of like the whole, like, oh, he gonna get what he get. All right, have a good day. See you later.